Braves outfielder Marcell Ozuna waits for his court date. Major League Baseball doesn't have to wait to take action. Ozuna was charged with aggravated assault, strangulation, following an incident with his wife at his Sandy Springs home. Alex Glaze takes us through what may be the next steps here.
In 2015, Major League Baseball introduced a domestic violence policy. According to the policy, the commissioner can suspend any player suspected of domestic violence, sexual assault, or child abuse. Since the policy was agreed upon by the league and Players Association, 13 players have been suspended, and most suspensions came absent of a conviction. Major League Baseball has opened an investigation into Braves outfielder Marcell Ozuna after he was charged with battery and aggravated assault by strangulation. The results could lead to a suspension under the league's policy, regardless of how the criminal case plays out. Joining me now is Grant McCauley of From the Diamond podcast. Grant, let's just start here. Do you expect Major League Baseball to suspend Marcell Ozuna?
Yes, I absolutely do. And I think it's going to be a rather lengthy suspension based on everything that we have heard and from the police report and from the precedent the league has set. I do expect a lengthy suspension for Marcell.
Grant, Ozuna just signed a big extension this offseason. Worth noting, though, no team has attempted to terminate the contract of any of the 13 players previously suspended for domestic violence. So I want to ask you, do you think Marcell Ozuna will play with the Braves again?
Could he? Yes. Will he? I have my serious doubts about that. And obviously the Braves have a big decision to make on the financial front because they are on the hook for the remainder of that contract. But it's also worth pointing out that while no club has outright voided or terminated the contract of a player after one of these incidents, they have decided to cut ties, pay out, and or trade that player to move on.
And you can read more on the charges against Ozuna and the investigation on 11alive.com.